Yo, what's up, family? So, yeah, it's supposed to be 6:30, right? I tried on two separate occasions to do what I normally do on Thursday. It didn't flow well. So, figured I'd just go back to the way I used to do it. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to do anyway. So I went back to the phone. So the computer wasn't working. Couldn't keep a connection. So maybe this is what we talk about: perseverance, fighting through, pushing through. There's something you're supposed to do. And the enemy ain't gonna like what you're doing, especially if you're trying to make a difference in somebody's life. You're trying to make a difference. You're trying to encourage somebody. You're just trying to make a change. Anything that's positive, of course, the enemy ain't gonna like it. So what are you gonna do? He gonna fight against you. He gonna push against you. He gonna set some traps. He gonna do some stuff to try to get you off course. It almost worked, but it didn't. I'm back here. It ain't 6:30. It's much later. So third time. We're gonna do third time's a charm. So we're gonna try it again. So I need that moment again. I need y'all to help me. Wenda, appreciate you, darling. Hey, look, I need that moment myself right now. So I get my thoughts together. So I'm gonna take this moment to do my breath. I need to breathe. I need to breathe. So 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go. I know I normally do it 3 times, but we're going forward. Evidently there's something important that y'all need to hear. And this is the 3rd time I've had to deal with this. So, but anyway, we press on, we move on, we press on. So look, as I was saying, last week, I'm not earlier, this past Saturday, Mama Jane, appreciate you. This past weekend, Saturdays, in fact, we went to a seminar, my wife and I, and we had a seminar at our church. So a lot of church members were there. And so glad I went, because at first I wasn't going to go, but I decided to go, and glad that I went. And the seminar was about suicide prevention, drug abuse, and mental health. And so that's an area that all of us in some way, shape, or form can relate to, whether it's in our families or we know of some folk in other families that have had to deal with this. And quite honestly, I personally feel that all of us in some way, shape, or form has had to deal with mental health, right? So, because we're challenged, my mental health right now with this was being challenged. But, yeah, so thank God for my wife who was in the cut. Thank God for her. I'm back on here. So we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. Todd, love you, man. What up with you, big bro? So look, I gotta say this. I wanted to speak on this because I was at church Sunday and I actually spoke about the seminar. So Mama Jane, you know you could probably hear a lot of everything I'm probably about to say you heard on Sunday, but I just felt like I needed to say this again because these 3 areas right here that was in that seminar in some way, shape, or form has affected all of us. And it still, to me, ties in with God's will for our life. Okay. God has a will for each one of us, every last one of us. And his will is going to be done in your life. Now, the choice is up to you if you're going to follow it or go the hard way with it. As I told you more than once before, God's will, if you are doing God's will, it's not going to be easy, but it is the easiest road for you to travel. But the bottom line is you're going to travel that road because his will for your life is going to be done. So now you can rock with him and flow with him and get to where you're supposed to go the easiest way, or you can go the hard route. That's your choice. That's totally up to you. But in this seminar on Saturday, man, I am so glad I went. I I was really not going to go. I really wasn't. But then I said, you know what? Why not? So I went. And so there was 3 areas that it talked about. First one, drug abuse. Okay. Now we all have had to deal with some type of drug abuse. We know it in our families. We know it in the streets. We know it in society. Drug abuse. Okay. Now that drug abuse, you can plug in any drug that you want. Okay. Of course, we want to talk about the illicit drugs. We think about that off the bat. Then, of course, now prescription drugs is getting even worse now. The dependency and the abuse on prescription drugs. Of course, we want to talk about alcohol. You can fill in the blank. But one thing I want us to do is stop and think for a second. We want to just look at and focus on those individuals and those situations. And I'm not saying they don't need to be focused on. They do. They need to be dealt with. It is reality. But before we start to point the finger and really get at them, the reality is that all of us in some way, shape, or form has to deal with some type of a vice. Okay? Might not have been the hard drugs. Might not have been the alcohol or whatever, prescription drugs. But how many of y'all can go a day without a cup of coffee? How many of y'all can go a day without an energy drink? How many of y'all can go a day without a Pepsi? How many of y'all done got up 3 o'clock in the morning to go get yourself something to drink? Because you need a hit. You need. So if we stop and really think about those vices that we have to deal with, maybe we can start to relate to those that have those vices that we also want to point the fingers at and think about. So we might want to pump the brakes on being judgmental because we don't think our vice is that big of a deal because we ain't lost nothing. We okay. But what is your health telling you? What are your finances telling you? What is your family structure telling you? What is your relationship with people telling you? What is your relationship with God telling you? And then you want to know why things are not really flowing because maybe you're just not in his will like you're supposed to be because this vice might be in the way. Just something to think about. I'm not here to point fingers. I ain't here to judge. I sure enough can't judge because this message is for Ron Sims, just like it is for anybody else. So the next section we talked about was suicide prevention. And you know, the thing that really got me about that was that it's the senior citizen population that's most affected by suicide. And our veterans as well. But we think about our senior citizen, the more I thought about it, I'm like, why? And then it just like, boom. I mean, when you talk about the struggles that they deal with as far as money, do I buy my prescriptions? But then I got even deeper. And I want to challenge you on this, challenge all of us. It's not a great feeling to be feeling like you're not loved or feeling like no one cares. And sometimes that's what happens to our senior citizens. And so they might decide in their mind, what's the purpose of me continuing to live when I'm struggling and there's nobody to show me love, nobody to show me that they care about me? What's the purpose? And then they forget that God still has a will for them too. So long as you got breath in your body, there's something for you to do on this earth. There's a difference for you to make on this earth. God is still working in you till your very last breath. So unfortunately, some of our senior citizens have decided, but I want to challenge you to reach out to your senior citizens. Because they need to feel that they are important. They need to feel that they're loved. That's one of the things I got out of that on that seminar on this past Saturday. But I also got to think about our youth as well, because there was actually someone there. They talked about where at the age of 10, they had thoughts about, I'm out of here. At the age of 10. At the age of 10, we should be worrying about riding bikes and having fun and playing games and learning how to live this thing called life. But at the same time, having fun, not having a care in the world, just be a kid. Not trying to decide, do I want to live or not? And then, shout out to my main stroker. He put a post out that same day. After I got out of the seminar, I look on Facebook, and he puts a post out there saying, hey, check on your kids. So stop leaving your kids to Facebook. Stop leaving your kids to stuff and things and other people and TV and social media. We got to get involved in our kids' life, because that stuff can be affecting them mentally. And now they're struggling because he put a post out there where a 19-year-old decided, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. At the age of 19, I'm out of here. I said, I personally cannot relate to that, but I can only imagine the tug of war that's going on in the mind, in their heart, in their psyche. Like, what's going on to decide it's better for me to leave here than to stay here? So then that moves over into mental health. And with mental health, and again, this is all about, well, let me just stay with this for a second. Mental health. We think this is just for the crazy folk. I'm sorry, that's foolish. Mental health affects all of us. And if you just think back to when COVID kicked in, all of us had to make some adjustments. Every last one of us had to make an adjustment. It got us out of what we usually do. So the normal way of living life had to change. And it, like I said, it had to change. You didn't have a choice, because it actually got to the point where it was life or death for all of us. And it still is. So we all had to make some adjustments, right? You can't tell me that didn't affect you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. Everybody was affected. And quite honestly, we're still affected. So it affects you mentally. Now, the thing about mental, everybody don't deal with mental health the same way. But yet we all have to deal with some mental health. And then the thing about it is our physical bodies, how we maintain this physical body affects the mental. How we maintain the mental affects the physical. They work in tandem. They work together. So what are you doing to make sure you're good? That's another reason why you need to be seeking God about what his will is for your life, because it will allow you to take the easiest route. I ain't gonna say it's the easy route. It's the easiest route. It's the easiest route. So you need to seek him, talk to him, just get in, just get in with him, hook up with him, talk to him. You ain't got to be all on your knees. Just simply talk to him. Hey, God, I need some help. I need some direction. I need some understanding, because this is just getting to me. I don't understand. So then we find out, we wonder why we're frustrated, why we're irritated, why we can't seem to get things done, why we lose focus. And because there's so much stuff out here that wants to get us off track. So much stuff out here. This is the analogy I wanted to use. I used it on Sunday, and I want to use it now to help you understand. You know, the enemy, and I've said this so many times, and it's in the scripture, the enemy comes to kill and to steal and to destroy, right? That's what he wants to do to you and your dreams and your goals and God's will for your life. He wants to destroy all of that. He wants to annihilate all of you, physically, spiritually, emotionally. If he can just drive you down to dust, he gonna be happy with that. So Since we know that's what the enemy comes to do, what I thought about was this. All of y'all watch football a little bit. Even if you don't like football, you don't watch some football before. The reality is we are all in this world, but we really shouldn't be of this world, right? So we ain't really about everything that's going on out here, but we live in this world and we have to deal with it, right? So the reality is we are, because hopefully all of us are striving to be with Christ one day in heaven, right? But while we living here on this earth, please understand the enemy is the God of the earth. Really? So that's the reason why we got so much commotion and foolishness going on out here, because that's what he does. So we're in this world living this life. We are the visiting team. He got home field advantage, right? So when you're the visiting team and you in the field, what you think they doing? What you think they doing? They making all kinds of noise. They yelling, screaming, hollering. They doing everything they can to distract you from doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. You come there to win the game. You came there to execute a plan and walk out with the victory, right? So that's what the fans and the stands are trying to do. They're trying to get you not to do what God wants you to do. His will, your dreams, your goals, all of that is not supposed to go forward. That's what the enemy is doing. He's trying to block you from doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. We the visiting team. So if you know that's the visiting team, you need all the help you can get, right? You need some folk on your side, right? You're going to win. That's the beautiful thing. You're going to win. You're going to win the game. But just make sure you got Christ on your side to make sure you win the game. Okay? Because another thing that we heard, and this one really stood out to me, was goal setting. And how many times have I told y'all, write the vision, make it plain? That's in the Bible. That's one of the base scriptures for this thing that I do on Thursday. Write the vision, make it plain. Your goals and dreams should be on paper. Literally write it down, not in your mind, paper. Literally put this in your hand and start writing. Write them down, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you for yourself. Write it down. I don't care what it is. Even if it's something as simple as I want to go to the gym tomorrow, or I want to cook a special meal for tomorrow. I don't care what it is. If it's something that just seems crazy, something that you know is going to take a while for it, write it down. That is your dream. That's your goal. But it's something that you need to write down because you got a goal that you're setting. And if you have a goal that you're setting and you're reminded of it, your energy, everything that you got in you is going to start to push towards that because it's in here and you're constantly reading it. Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision, make it plain so those that read it can run with it. That's you and the people that God is going to put in your path to help you. But you got to have it written down, so you need that reminder. Put your goals on paper. I've said that so many times, and I'm going to say it again because that's exactly what I heard at that seminar on Saturday. Goal setting. The goal setting helps you keep your mental. It helps you stay focused on what you need to be doing because the enemy is trying his best to kill and to steal and to destroy everything about you. So you need something to help you stay focused, to know where you're going, what you're supposed to be doing, your purpose, his will for your life, your purpose. So please write it down. Please seek him for his will for your life. Please seek him. I promise you, it's the easiest route for you. It's not going to be an easy route. I can't promise you that, but it's the easiest route. And my gosh, what he got waiting for you. Oh my goodness. See, he can't show you that yet, but I promise you, if you rock with him and you give him the opportunity to lead you, boy, you just don't even know how blessed you're going to be. You think you're blessed now. You keep on working with him. You keep on rocking with him. You keep on moving in the direction he wants you to go. Man, it's going to be some awesome stuff. And on top of that, your mental health is going to be a whole lot stronger. But please also know there's nothing wrong with going to sit down and talk to somebody to get it out. I don't want you to be that pressure cooker holding all that stuff on the inside. We need to talk. Get it out. It's okay to go sit down and talk to somebody. I did it last Thursday. I was sitting in the chair myself. Mental health. The enemy wants to take control of this. We ain't letting that happen. We're not allowing it. That's not going to work. He would not work. He would not have victory over you. You got the victory. Go seek Christ. Know that you got the victory. Go forward with him. Hey, better than right now is coming. Be excited about it. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Pray, plan, prepare, proceed. Go make it do what it do. Appreciate you. Love you.